I was talking with a prospective client and they told me this challenge they were facing with their current manager about all these storms we keep having in Santa Barbara. And they told me the problem that happened. I'm not perfect, but a proactive mindset and process could have prevented this water damage that happened to their property with all these storms going on. I want to take the opportunity and I'm going to show you on my home the almost guaranteed 2 ways that will cause water damage in your house, because it's your home. You want to take ownership and give yourself peace of mind that you're not dealing with challenges just by being aware and having this knowledge and pointing out, hey, property owner, landlord, I noticed this. I'm letting you know, hopefully that we can work together to take care of these things before they happen. So let's take a look. I'm showing you on my personal house, which is a condo that were built in 2017. Don't have really any of these issues yet, but I can point out the 2 most common things I've seen, especially, and these are things I look for when I'm doing routine inspections or taking on new properties. Here we go. Number 1 is you see this area right here where there's this level change between the soil, the stucco, and this edge. A lot of times over the years, as your gardeners and landscapers are working and they keep adding mulch, they raise this above this line. And a lot of properties, you'll always see that there's a line between usually the stucco down below. And what happens is when we get a ton of rain, that all drenches into the soil and then starts going into the drywall, into the home. Simple thing that owners and tenants should take a look at before we get these crazy storms is your landscaping and yard. So it's basically, is the soil too high? Because if it is, you want to have your gardeners come in and really remove it at least a couple inches below all that. Next, we're gonna talk about rain gutters. You'd be surprised how many properties I still see today that don't even have gutters. The volume of rain we get when we have enough rain to fill Lake Cachuma in a day, you need to be able to tell the water where you want it to go rather than it finding its own way, which is almost always the most expensive. Now, the other thing you'll see it look for, and granted these are newer, but a lot of times you'll see trees that are overgrowing onto the roof line. 2 things. 1, you always want to make sure trees like this are trimmed away from the property. And what that does is it makes sure that rodents and pests can't come up on the roof line, but also so the gutters aren't getting filled with gunk. Because a lot of other issues I've seen is the gutters get filled with clogs, especially if you have big trees over the roof, and those gutters overflow, and then all that water will hit a certain point that probably is going to fail over time. So clear your gutters, and especially if you have big trees or items over that, you may want to look into investing in installing gutter guards, which are things to make sure that leaves and stuff don't go into the gutters, which reduces how often you need to clean your gutters. Another thing I've seen, which I don't see here, but you'll start seeing over the time, gutters will start angling away from the downspouts. So if we get a bunch of water, it's going to go any way it wants rather than towards the actual drainage. So you also want to make sure that the gutter's angle is going the right direction. Those are the top 2 items that probably cause about 80% of the water issues I experience in the properties I've managed. I hope you found this useful, and like and subscribe if you want to follow for more content.